Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Um, okay, so for stocks that I'm watching this morning, I'm watching CDNS gapping up from 40.61. Sorry about the echo. Ugh, had to forgot to mute it. But yeah, so watching CDNS gapping up from 40.61 to 43.60, so about $3. Gonna keep an eye on this one. You can see TRPX gapping up some from 442 to 720. We also have RGLS, NVCN, all gapping up. NBEV gapping down. IGC gapping down. NIO gapping down. NUGT gapping up. It's an ETF, looks like a gold ETF. AU, same thing. It's a gold stock gapping up some, so gold is most likely up today. Let's look at the SPY. It's down some. That's probably why gold is up, in all honesty. And so they did add NETE to their system. So TEFs did add NETE, so I can trade NETE today. So that's good to see. Looking at PTI, but a lot of down gappers today. Watching PTI, if it can break under the 660 level, looks maybe good for a short because it had some support there previously and it may have some room. Gonna have to look at the daily sum here, but it still has a little bit of room down to at least the $5 level. Maybe 550 looks like a good reward point if it does end up dropping under that support level. So we'll see what PTI does. Also keeping an eye on, I think I mentioned NVCN already. A few other ones. Let me know if you guys see anything else. ESEA, GBR. They're all moving some. Good morning, Abby. Yeah, let me catch up on the chat. Good morning, Rel. How you doing, man? Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Anthony. What's up, man? Mitch, good morning, brother. Huguetes, good morning. Silver, what's up, bro? Fired up, ready to get this morning going? Yes, sir. Ready to as well. Good morning, Abby. How you doing this morning? Good morning, Minster. Good morning, good morning. Isaac, what's up, man? James, good morning. Live Gains, good morning. Trading, good morning. What's up, guys? All right, so just drinking my coffee. Good morning, John. Good morning, Dot. I mean, it's not that I necessarily. There's not like there's an indicator that lets me know. I just go to the trade manager and type it in. I kind of have a little bit of a knack of being able to tell which ones they're most likely going to add. Like typically, a good example is NETE. You get a stock that kind of goes crazy like NETE, where there's a ton of volume the prior day. Typically, they add it. Same thing with YECO. Like YECO previously wasn't tradable on TEFs. But when it has a crazy move like this and everybody's kind of watching it and it goes up from $2 all the way to almost 18, they typically add these type of stocks. And so, like I said, YECO is an example. They added that one recently. PTI is another example. They added this one recently just because you could see ton of volume spiked up to 11. And they typically try to add the hotter sectors as well. And so with the shipping sector doing what it's doing, and some of these other stocks, they've been adding a decent amount. But yeah, definitely going to be watching PTI, NBEV, CDNS, NIO, IGC, NUGT, AU. See if we get some good setups going this morning. They took off IGC. What? Yeah, I mean, I'm not that mad at them for it. IGC hasn't been moving as much as like NBEV. But it's been fading like every day. I hope they didn't take off NBEV. They didn't. Okay, NBEV is still tradable. That's good. But yeah, IGC is kind of the ones. IGC used to it wasn't there before, and they recently added it. But that's kind of a bummer. They did take off IGC. But they added PTI. They added NETE. DVAX was tradable, and so they added some, took off some. Hey, appreciate it, Live Gains. Yeah, man. I mean, it's ever since we debuted those classes, people have been kind of complaining about it, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, Mitch and I are offering these classes for literally like $2 a class, right? That's so much cheaper than all these other $1,000 courses and stuff like that. And so, they could say whatever they want, but the stuff we teach is legit stuff. Like if you use good risk and reward, if you get, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Yes, sir. But no, so I was going back and saying, so if you use risk and reward on every trade you get into, and you give yourself a good risk and reward ratio, give yourself twice as much as your risk, and you do that with every single trade you get into, and you hold it to those levels, you will eventually become a profitable trader, in my opinion. If you just hold it to those levels, consistently give yourself good risk and reward, and hold it to those reward targets, and hold it to your risk level, and then get out of the trade, you will become a much better trader. And that's what we try to get across, and that's all it really takes, to be honest. Of course, you need a little bit more discipline, and you got to learn the patterns and setups, but truly the patterns and setups are irrelevant. It's all about using good risk and reward, no matter what your strategy is. And obviously, you want to find a high accuracy setup, but if you use good risk and reward, that's the most important thing. So what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, another day. Let's go ahead and do this. Excited.
Yes, sir.
Gonna keep it going. Trying to make it through the whole October. I mean, I'm almost there. I could see it. Trying to complete my first month just green.
Yeah, man. Hey, that would be huge. I'm going on my third green day in a row. And so you're kind of putting me to shame, but I'm happy with 3 days.
Just trying to push, bro. Just trying to push. Really, at the end of the day, it's about like kind of creating a nice cushion. Once I got this nice cushion, I'm going to be able to start really sizing in, and that's really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to the point where I can start really just taking consistent shots. And I think I'm really getting down in my accuracy. The execution's there. Now it's going to be really about, can I do this on a nice pool of strings of trades? I've already done, now 12 days straight. I'm going to look for that nice 13 days today. And the real key is going to be, can I stay with the plan, stay with the execution, and just continue on. It's every trade's not going to be a winning trade, just how it hasn't been in this nice streak. But what really has set me apart is always getting that reward that I'm looking for.
Yes, sir. So I was telling, so somebody mentioned, Silver mentioned they took IGC off. Can't trade IGC. Yep. But NBEV still there. They added NETE. So NETE looks okay. It's still up a ton from its previous lows at the fours. So gonna watch that one. Looking at PTI as well. CDNS, a little bit more expensive of a stock, but it's running. But yeah, my student account should be coming today. I spoke with them this morning. They said I should have it today. Usually I got it much quicker than that, but somebody even mentioned that student accounts take a little bit longer. So.
Overall market gapping down today.
Yeah, for sure. Look at the SPY.
Definitely starting to get to that pressure on the bottom of those supports, even on the dailies for the SPY.
Yeah, the SPY is down a ton, and so with that, gold is up. AU, a gold stock. NUGT, a gold ETF, they're both up. Do you stream the whole time you trade? Yes. So I mean, sometimes I'll end the stream and I'll hold a position, but that's usually when I'm kind of like setting a stop loss and just kind of walking away, in order to have patience and not prematurely exit the trade. Um, but yes, for the most part, I mean, I usually only trade the first hour, hour and a half, and that's when I stream. And so once I close the stream down, I'm typically done for the day.
All right. This CDNS is going to be really good if it gets down and breaks down that 43.
Yep.
That's what I'm going to be looking for. Is if we can get that breakdown of 43, probably going somewhere to like 42.56. That way, when we get a nice bounce back, I'll be able to risk somewhere between 43.60 and I think 43.67. And that'll be a nice area to look for, a nice bounce, and we can tackle this down, back down to 43. A higher price stock, so we have to adjust. On this kind of stock, we're looking like the risk is going to be somewhere between 30 to 40 cents on this. So you have to adjust. If it's something that I'm normally going to do 20-cent risk with like 200 shares, I'll go to 40 cent with 100 shares and it'll be fine as long as I stick to my risk to reward and get the profit that I need.
Yes, sir.
In this case, the profit would be down to that 42 level. So more than setting up the risk to reward, you would have like probably like $1.20 or $1.30 on the reward side, so that you could risk that 40 cents.
Yep. Hey, hold it down. I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick.
All right, guys. Another stock that I'm looking at today is Yelko. Yelko for the longs. I know you guys love following longs, so I'm gonna call that one out for you guys. I've seen this stock really hold now. Yesterday, it kind of just did a whole bunch of fake shorts. Didn't really try to break down. In my sense, this stock is holding a good support level. Has a great possibility on the daily chart to get some kind of volume to come in it today and really push it back up to the highs. It's one of the stocks I'm definitely looking out for today. Yelko. Let's go ahead and break this stock down a little bit more. What I'm seeing is if you actually run it on an hourly, you see how much support it's created near that $5 mark. I mean, of course, today we don't want it to get below 487s today, but if it can get back up and start giving some drive, get above this $6 mark. If we can get above $6 today, I really could see it pushing past 677 and maybe making an attempt to $10 today. $10 would be an amazing move for this stock. One of the things I will explain about Yelko is that the spread does get bigger and bigger. You have to learn how to adjust with spread size. If you're going to be down already in the stock, you really need to limit your share size so that your risk can be managed. I'm seeing a lot of the stocks that I normally trade today on the downside actually. From Tiva, DVAX, IGC, CGC, TLRY, Cron, NETE, MBEV, BKTX, all down on the market. And as you see, the market as a whole is down today. So I'm really looking at stocks that have made kind of overextension and are kind of giving that up. Let's take a look at VKTX. VKTX actually looks interesting, guys. We're seeing this stock. This stock did a huge gap up, had nobody's business being up there at $20. Now has gone down all the way down to $13.20. Does have support there at 1344, but it's already above it and gap down below that one. So now we can actually use that as kind of a resistance in this stock. So I'm kind of looking at VKTX to see if it's going to make this move back down to these 1280s. It definitely is interesting. On the daily chart, we do have kind of that shadow that we could fill down all the way down to $10 after it's gapped up and would be back at the prices that I think the stock should be around, kind of back where it was in June and hanging out in August. I think that's what we're heading to. You could get a bounce today, maybe, but the real key is going to be if it can't get over
13,
to
20, 36, 1330s,
yeah, those 1330s of
1360s maybe.
yeah, I would completely change a swing would be 13 above those 1350s, but what we really would like to see is that more smaller rejection there in the 1330s, head down to those 13s, and then really break down, showing that breaking 13 whole dollar down to 1285s. And you see on the daily of yesterday or the daily low of yesterday, we got about 1278.
Yep.
We're looking at that stock. Let's see what else.
There's a few we can't trade, but that they're moving. I feel like we should at least go over those. NBCN gapping up from 195 to 230, and then there's TRPX gapping up from 442 to 690, basically almost to 7. And so those two are moving. We can't trade them, but they're still moving. So there's, interesting there to see if those move anymore. The shipping sector seems to have calmed down some. I mean, yesterday a lot of shipping stocks were moving. DCIX, GBR. What's the other one? DRYS. NETE. I think was a shipping stock. It might be a crypto. Looking at it.
Yep.
But going to be watching PTI. PTI still looks pretty interesting to me. It's still up a lot. Big mover here. You can see if you look at the daily chart on PTI. It ran up from $2 all the way to 10 something. It's back down to the 670s. And so gapping down some here. We'll see if it drops under that 650 level. If it drops under there, it may have some room down to the 550s. And so that's really what I'm watching for PTI per the daily chart.
I like that one. All right, so on PTI, an important level I see is $8. $8 is going to be a really kind of the flip. If it gets above $8 today, this will be a bullish stock again. But if it can't get back up there, I'll definitely be looking for this one to break down through the support. The support right now, the short term, where it's hanging out right now is 666. You could put a support there. And then look for the breakdown to the support, which in this move was 452. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in this stock for PTI. It's kind of a really big breakdown at the open, heading down to probably the $5 mark, 550s, and then we'll be looking to tackle this down to 452.
Yep. BLNK popping up on the scanners. I don't know if it's going to follow through here, but it's starting to spike some. I remember this one. It's a charging station company. It's at 247 now, gapping up from 230s, but it started to spike a little bit. We'll see where it goes, see if it follows through here, which is a big if. I don't see the volume necessarily to accompany it, so we'll see. NBEV is looking interesting under 4. And I was telling the class about this one yesterday. This one has literally been fading almost every single day. If you look at this one, fade yesterday, the day before it faded, the day before that it kind of faded, but it actually touched the low of the day before that, so giving you an exit. The day before that it faded, the day before that a really beautiful fade, faded a little bit here, and so this one has just been fading over and over and over again. And so obviously for that reason I'm gonna watch NBEV again today, see if it sets up again. Got to be careful though, it's been down a lot lately, so I think we could see a rebound one of these days just because it's been fading so much. It's testing $4 now. Do you guys buy stock on earnings day? It all depends. I don't specifically trade earnings necessarily. I mean, I look at the gap ups from earnings, but I don't really trade earnings like attack earnings like some people. I'm more look at the patterns more than anything. The chart setups. Yeah, TRPX looks okay. It's got a lot of support around this $7 level. Maybe a little bit under there. And then at around 652. Oof. I gotta turn you down some, Mitch. Oh, you're good, bro. What's up, Eric? Good morning, man. All right, also, guys, today's news. Hold on. TAH Tahoe is popping up on the skaters. No volume. ESEA was a big mover yesterday. Eric nailed a nice trade with this one. All right, but today's news is brought to you by SnapTrade. SnapTrade is an awesome free tool for traders to take advantage of. Let me make sure I am. Okay, yeah, so SnapTrade is an awesome free tool for traders to take advantage of. What I really use SnapTrade for is I build my watch list here each morning, and SnapTrade gives me a really easy, reasonable way to build my watch list. You can see I can just simply add stocks if I wanted to add PTI here. I can just click PTI and add it. And really organized way. It shows me the volume change percentage, so basically how much above average volume that stock is. Technical signal, the market cap, the 3-day change off the 52-week high, and a lot more. Plus it has free scanners, so regardless of what sector, I like upcoming earnings, high gainer penny stocks, high gainer volatile stocks. You can see there's a cannabis sector. You can see there's a tech sector, cloud sector. So regardless of what sector you like to trade, they have it. And they also do this really cool portfolio section that allows you to vote on stocks, essentially crowdsourcing ideas, voting on stocks, and then it actually shows you how the top voted stocks are running. And so a really cool tool for traders to take advantage of. I'll go ahead and post the link here if anybody's interested. We'll go over the news in just a second, Anik. But also appreciate the sub, Israel and Jeff. Appreciate it. Welcome. But yeah, we can go over the news. Let me pull it up real quick. All right, the first one I'm really looking up today is CDNS. CDNS is the first one I'm looking up. I think this one's probably an earnings play. It just looks like it, but we'll see. Cadence Design Systems is what CDNS is. Yeah, so third quarter results is what happened with CDNS. Positive third quarter results. And it's making it gap up for CDNS. We'll see if it gives some of this back or not. Another one I'm looking up is TRPX. Gapping up a pretty big amount. Probably one of the bigger percentage gap ups this morning from 442 to 735. All right, so yeah, it's two cannabis companies. It's a buyout. The Canadian cannabis producer, all it's FSD Pharma, which is an OTC cannabis-based cannabis company, is going to acquire NanoCap company TRPX, which is a specialty clinical stage pharmaceutical company for cannabis. And so a buyout for TRPX. We'll see where this one goes. It's interesting. An OTC stock is buying TRPX, is acquiring it. So we'll see where that one goes. There's also NVCN. gapping up some here from 195 to 235. So just looking for NVCN's news. Maybe positive earnings? No. Okay, so NVCN reported that their Tierra transcatheter mitral valve replacement device was featured in a live case broadcast. It was featured at the European Association for Cardiothoracic Surgery. And so basically their device was featured in a live case broadcast. And so that's making it gap up some. We'll see where that one goes. I can look up to see why NBEV and some of the other cannabis stocks are down. I think they're probably just down because the overall market is down, but I can still double check here. Or maybe third quarter earnings is why this one's down, actually. Yeah, I think this one's down on earnings, actually. Hard to kind of tell, though. We'll see if we can find anything else about it. I think this one's just down because it's been in a downward trend, and maybe the overall sector is down, is most likely why NBEV, IGC, some of these other ones are down. Gold is up, like I said, NUGT, mostly because the SPY is down. You can see the SPY is down a pretty significant amount, really, from 275 down to 270s. So interesting to see where this one goes. RGLS is another gapper here.
All right.
So RGLS said that RGLS's company said it would present preclinical data on the RGLS 4326 treatment at the American Society of Neurology's Kidney Week 2018 meeting. So they're presenting at a conference basically for RGLS. And they were presenting preclinical data. So I guess that's pretty good news for RGLS. We'll see where that one goes as well. But yeah, let me know if you guys see anything else that's moving.
All right. One of the really cool things that I do is I really look into SEC filings. And if you look into the SEC filings of PTI, you're going to find out what's going on in this stock. There's 9 million shares, an offering that came out. Our common stock is listed on NASDAQ, symbol PTI, on October 19th, 2018. The last reported sales price for our common stock was $7.95. And it clearly states right there, investing in our common stock involves a high degree of risk. And if you look into it, you'll see that they're doing... Also, they have an option for 30 days from the date of this perspective to purchase up to 1.3 million additional shares. So there you go, guys. Go into their risk factors, and you'll see more about their risk factors. Risks related to this offering. Our principal stockholders have and will have a controlling influence over our business affairs and may make business decisions which you disagree and which may adversely affect the value of your investment. Boom, right there, and it says it as plainly and simple. Next step, it says investors purchasing common stock in this offering will experience immediate substantial dilution. You know, I'm kind of even giving you guys too much here. So this is what you really got to do as traders. Really go into things. A lot of times, I don't even care for the news or the kind of the PR. I really care about filings, and that's the only thing that I can kind of really pay attention to, because filings are 100%, you know,
You can't fake them.
truth. You
Yeah.
can't fake it, and that's why I go with these. Um, and that's why I do my research, guys. That's why I'm going to be looking for PTI. There's tons of information here. As you get into it, you'll be able to see how much stocks the stock has, how many shares it's offering, at what price levels, um, where it can have exercise amount, and at what level. These are all very, very important.
Yep. Also, shout out to. All right, there we go. It's back. Sorry, guys. I don't know why my OBS just crashed, but it did. But it's back up. So, apologize about that. It should be back up and running fine now. There we go. Okay, seems to be back up and running okay. So yeah, like I was saying, shout out to Trade Ideas for letting me use their scans on the stream. Really awesome scanning software, really customizable. I know somebody asked about the scanning software that we use. So I actually have different scans for when the market opens. And once we get a little bit closer to the open, I'll bring those up. But really awesome customizable scanning software. It can show you the gappers, but allows you to really build your own scans. And so I have a few scans that are created for high of the day breaks, when a stock breaks the high of the day and it has above average volume. I think it's like 2 times the average volume. It pops up on my scan. And so it's really a customizable scanning software that allows you to really build your own scans regardless of what your niche is. And so if anybody's interested in checking out Trade Ideas, I can post that link here. There's the link. But yeah, really cool scanning software. HSDT. Drip is a swing. Expatriated. Hey, it looks good, brother. Nice call, man. Nice work. Let me catch back up on the chat some. Good morning, Eric, Anik. Good morning, Felix. What's up, brother? Good morning. Kalato, good morning. Anthony, good morning. John O, good morning. Expatriated, good morning. What's up, Netron? What's up, bro? Can you hear me? Yeah, you should be able to hear me. But yeah, I like Drip. I mean, Drip's an ETF.
All right, guys. At least for our subscription traders, I'm going to be putting up some information for you guys on the Discord. I would definitely take a look. It's on PTI. Just some information I found while reading through their 10K. Definitely some great information in there. If you're trying to trade PTI today and you haven't read their SEC offering that they put out, then you're definitely not getting the right information.
Can everybody hear and see everything? Yeah, I know my OBS crashed for a second, but it's back up now, so everything should be working fine. Stainless, thoughts on TRPX? So TRPX is a acquisition from another cannabis stock. I didn't see too much info there for it. Let me see if I can find a little bit more info, see if it gives me the acquisition price and stuff like that. Kind of buried in a big list of stuff here. The deal is for $48 million in stock. So FSD is acquiring TRPX. So interesting. I'm not seeing any price though. It's a $48 million deal. Okay. Yeah, Jason, if it's frozen, refresh. My OBS went out for a minute. I'm not sure why. My internet is working fine, so my OBS went out for a minute, but I apologize about that. It should be working fine now, though. CGC. Yeah, CGC's down. Most of these cannabis stocks, they look very similar. NBEV, IGC, CGC, they all look the same here. Kind of the same type of moves yesterday. But interesting to watch, regardless. I'll keep an eye on NBEV, CRON. But they're all kind of doing the same thing. What's up, Track Racer? Good morning, man. Yeah, man, it's cold here in Texas. It's cold and rainy here in Houston. Cold, rainy. I love the cold weather, though, but I hate the rain. So, PLAG. Yeah, look at PLAG gap up. You know, I was really worried for this one. This one was halted Friday and then resumed yesterday. And ended up spiking up some, but given most of that gain back, it's up in pre-market. Let me see what kind of catalyst it has for PLAG. I know a few people have been mentioning that one. Let's see if I can find it. Not seeing any reason. Yeah, I'm not seeing any catalyst for PLAG. I know there's got to be one. I mean, actually, I take that back. There doesn't have to be one, but typically when a stock moves like this, there's some type of catalyst or reason behind it. So curious to see what happens with it. I don't trust it for sure, just because if you can see how this thing has moved. I mean, it went up to 1151, resumed at 450, went back up to 950s, came back down to 4s, and now it's just breaking over 5 again. And so a little crazy, a little sketchy. Appreciate the sub, Scott. Welcome, Scott. Yeah, I mean, I just don't trust it. If you look at how it moved in the last day, I just don't trust it. I mean, it's one of those high risk, high reward trades. You know, you can if you're okay with risking a lot, it may be a high reward, maybe a good return, but it could also be a big risk and a big loss. So, you know, I would just be careful with it, but, you know. Let me put it this way, I'm not going to trade it. Even if I could trade it, I wouldn't.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna be really, really focused on PTI today. That's gonna be my main watch.
YECO seems to have a lot of support at this 490 level as well, $495. And so it had a big drop yesterday, or it had a big drop on Friday. Yesterday was kind of a break-even day, and now it's sitting right at $5. So gonna keep an eye on that one, see if it can hold over that 490 level for YECO. Yeah, there's so many puns for PLAG. There's so many puns. Avoid it like the plague. You know, don't trust the plague. Alright, yeah, so we got about 3 minutes. Let me pull these scanners up. Get ready for the open here. There we go. Let's see what we get this morning. Yeah, main watch is probably PTI and some of these other cannabis stocks like NBEV, maybe some of the shipping stocks from the other day, NETE maybe, or CDNS. NBEV starting to spike back up some here. It's up to 420.
Yep, let it try to come up there. For MBEV, I'm gonna let it try to drive a little bit, try to fake some people out.
My views on options. I mean, I like options. I've been trading options a little bit more. Sometimes I'll trade them on the stream, but it's usually just cheap options for cheaper stocks where I buy, a put option, hold it for a few weeks, and then try to, sell it for profit. I'm more of a short bias trader, and so typically I kind of go with put options. I buy put options and just let them work, see if they can get me in the profit. All right, we got about a minute and 15 seconds. So there's a big drop, big drop back down for NBEV.
Yeah, I'm not really liking too much CDNS. Just the low volume is gonna be a little bit of concern.
Yeah, I agree. Had good volume in after hours, but in pre-market this morning, it's just been kind of slow.
Yeah, it's kind of dying out there.
Yeah, that's definitely possible, Eric. Shorts covering before the open.
One that I did like, but I can't trade is Odd C. AUDC.
Let's check it out.
But it's not tradable for me.
Low volume too, though.
Yeah, just a nice gap.
Yeah.
Nice gap to take advantage of, I think, at least.
All right, here comes the open. Good luck, everyone.
Yep. My hand's off the keyboard today as I feel like I don't have one particular stock that I'm trying to tackle. Even though I'm really interested in PTI, don't want to overextend immediately.
Yep. All right, there goes the drop on NBEV. Down to 390s, broke under that support it had in pre-market at 4, so it's down to 395. We'll see if it follows through here. PTI dropping down to 667. CDNS dropping down to 43. I kind of want to watch the overall SPY here as well. See what happens with it.
TRPX going off. And VKTX making a nice down move.
NVCN crashing down some here as well. Yeah, I see VKTX drop. No, it's not tradable. PLAG just dropped $1. And the crazy thing is, it's still a pretty small move. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the spread for PLAG is not that bad, and it kind of looks like a fade here under the $5 level. Now the spread's bad. I retract my previous statement. Looking at NIO here, NIO dropping some, testing that 660 level, that 665 level. VKTX pulling back to the VWAP here. Spread's kind of gnarly on it though. NIO kind of really choppy here. Yeah, I think it might rebound some. Eric, we'll see. I mean, like usually when a sector's down so much, I'm a little bit more long biased just because it's down so much already. I feel like it's got to rebound one of these days, and so I think it might rebound today. We'll see though. Could very easily just continue dropping. PLAG rebounding some here up to 530s. CDNS running up some, picking up some volume here. So there's the volume on CDNS, but it's on the long side. Nice little washout long there, break over the highs of pre-market and the support at pre-market. And look at PLAG spiking up to 6. Crazy move. Another washout long there. And so, yeah, it seems like it might be a rebound day in the market, but we'll see. Look at PLAG, though, here. And CDNS. PLAG up to 6. 550s. PLAG testing the whole $1.06. Kind of looking at PTI.
Yeah, I'm looking for any bounce in PTI. I almost even was going to size into it at 64, but I know that the bounce is to 70. I want to get as close into 70, and I have a downward trend line, guys, that goes right above it. So I like it. It's a good risk to reward up there to 73.
Yeah, I like it as well. Got to be careful, though, because that's the high of the day, and if it does get squeezed, you know how I feel about those, but it still looks like a good setup, honestly.
Yeah,
it looks like a good pattern.
I'm using more the aftermarket also. The aftermarket drop. You see, it buckles down. Look at the share size they went through there, guys. NIO also. NIO is a beauty.
Yeah, I'm looking at NIO
You're
too, down to 670. Yeah, it's usually NIO.
Nailed it. It was a good one. 70s,
it was a little spready.
76.
You see that big upwick on NIO though, up to 77. That kind of scared me from really focusing on it, just because it was a little spready and a little choppy, really, I should say. So I don't mind PTI though. If PTI bounces back to that 665 level, 668. Really not 665. Really 667. I don't mind it. But overall, the volume's down some today. Kind of a down, slow volume day, except from a few outliers like PLAG and CDNS. You know, volumes overall pretty low. A lot of downward stocks, a lot of drops. Kind of looking at CDNS, see if it bounces off the VWAP here. Although I'm definitely more short biased just because it's up so much. Yeah, Missouri's been doing really, really well. I didn't see him this morning.
Yep. I think we're going to miss PTI. I'm hoping that it bounces. I do wish that I would have sized in a little bit there at 664. My instincts were telling me to go in there. It was a tight risk to reward. It just, it was one of those that
look at NIO.
You just have to have the balls to take it,
Look at NIO here.
It's not too bad.
And YECO. Look at YECO. There it is on PTI. Alright, I'm in with 100 shares on PTI. Spread may get me a little bit here. Looking for that previous 665 level to hold as resistance. And risk is going to be tight here at 67. Let me see if I can give myself a little bit more room with this risk. But I like 60. 70 doesn't look like a bad risk level either. And so maybe I'll consider 70. There's 70 there. Got to be careful here. A lot of it's just the spread though. which is, I don't know if Thinkorswim's lagging here or what, but I got to be careful here.
Yeah, I got a position here set in at 62 average.
It's roughly
Risking
right
off of
around
70 also.
Yeah, I don't know if Thinkorswim is lagging some or what it is, but
It's
it's
just
not.
kind of the way the stock's moving right now too. The spread opened up a little bit on us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a little bit dangerous here. You got to hold it
Yep.
tight.
Right. Maximum risk is probably 75, and so it's still a tight maximum risk. That's why I only wanted 100 shares of this one. There's a little bit of better drop for us here, but I don't like how it kind of gapped up to 670. You notice that?
Yep.
NIO still doesn't look bad there.
All right, added to my position. I have an average of 64 now, risking off of 70. 900 shares here. Opening up here, got to hold tight to that 70.
Good luck, brother. There's the drop.
Yeah, first profit's going to be at 653. Want to see these 661s get hit hard again as like they got hit as the market opened.
So it came down to that 650 level where it's just where it bounced. You could see that was also support and pre here. Let me draw it out just so people could see what I'm talking about. You see the support there? That's right where it bounced. That's going to be my first reward target. There's 61s. Looking good. Yeah, the spread caught me on my entry, though. My entry, I got in around 64. Didn't realize the spread was 4 cents. Should have waited a little bit with considering the spread, but no stress. There's a quick drop down to 60s. Beautiful drop.
All right, covered 500 there, guys. Now I have 400 left, guys.
I took some off here as well. Just going to let the rest
Paid
work.
myself 47 now, and now I can let this trade work here, guys. Stress is off. Break-even pricing, can even risk off that 70, only 6-cent risk here now, guys. Looking for that next move here to take it down below 650s. We need to see these 650s crack here. And once we get these 650s to crack, our next level that we're interested in reaching, guys, is going to be to the 680s.
Look at NIO.
580s.
Look at NIO's fade. Called this one out on the dot, too. I'm telling you, the fade's been in play lately. It really has. You know, there's been a lot of fades lately. All right, there's the drop under the $50. Gonna look for a big washout here. It's probably gonna bounce some on the $50, but want to see a big washout. But look at the fade on NIO. Beautiful fade. There's 49s, looking good.
Looking good for us, brother.
Yeah, I'm just excited to get my student account, take some bigger sizing. Just going to let this work. You know, see if it holds the 650 level as resistance at this point is what I'm looking for now. For the $50 resistance, there's 46, looking good. Just going to let it work. It's a small trade, but NBEV, maybe pulling back to the VWAP. Going to look for a fade there. We'll see.
All right, we're going to get this bounce here, guys. Getting this bounce here.
Spread's clearing up some. It got a little bit worse. Yeah, look at that gap up.
I'll hold the rest break even here, guys. Might look to add some shares as it comes up and rejects.
Look at that gap up. This thing's moving funny. I mean, it dropped down really nicely for us. There's 60s on the spread. Yeah, PLAG moving crazy here.
All right, here's a bounce. Got to pay attention.
Here's a rejection. Let's see if we get that spread to clear out a little bit and get another drop here. If it really breaks over 50, if it breaks over 560s, I don't like it as much. We'll see if it holds. But if it breaks over under 560, I don't like it as much, like I said, just because it has that resistance and support there at 560. Yeah, looking at NBEV, see if NBEV pulls back up to the VWAP level at 550s. But yeah, this is kind of a funny mover.
All right, let's get that nice, just kind of wash back down to 50s. If it tests up, it's fine as long as it doesn't get back up. I think past 65, for me at least.
Yeah, that's probably where I'll set mine as well. There's 60.
Watch out, there's some pressure here, guys.
The 64s.
Just gotta be careful here, guys.
Yeah, if it breaks 65, I'm just going to get out for break even. Just a funny mover, though. It's been gapping up. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it's been gapping up in between the spread. And so you can see a few little gap ups here and here. It's very strange. NIO is back up to the VWAP. I'm starting to like that one a little bit more with a tight risk of 67. Kind of an odd market day, though, I gotta be honest. I'm seeing a lot of kind of weird movement in the market.
Yeah, it's slow.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Just gotta be careful. That's all it is. Just pay attention to what you're doing here. Stay in the zone, remember.
Low volume. Time and sales looks good, but
We wanted to show back on the bid there at 58s, 59s. Let the bid open up back down here.
how much, when you took profits off, I know you jumped in with a bigger position.
Yep.
When you took profits off, how much did you take off?
I've already gained $47 on this trade.
Nice work, brother. All right, there's a spike. Gotta be careful here. Really, the bid and ask is staying the same, so it's staying the same, though. And so this is just
That's
movement.
what I wanted to see right there,
Here we go.
guys. That looks nice.
Yeah, so this is just movement in between the spread, but that wasn't. That was a nice drop.
I'm adding a short there, guys, trying to increase position at 64. We'll risk off a 65 if I get filled. And I'm putting pressure on the opposite side here.
Yeah, I don't blame you, Calato. Volume's pretty low today, man. I'm just really excited. So I spoke with TradeNet. I am getting my student package today, so I don't know if Wednesday's the best day to jump in back in with big sizing, but gonna have that student account. Gonna be able to take some bigger swings soon. So looking at NIO still, it's hovering right around the VWAP. Faded once really nicely already down to the support, but it's a small range stock, so the range is still pretty tiny for NIO.
All right, should get a nice, I'm looking for that next candle to open below or right next to it like it does right there and now move down. We want this bid to come down to 55 here and then sizing coming in. There you go. I got that little kind of move towards it. Let's see if we get the sizing to match it.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Cool. It's just to treat it. I mean, I'm probably going to wait until Monday. I might take a few hundred shares, but I'm not going to go really big until Monday. Not really big, even. Really big for me is like 300-400 shares. And so I'm not going to take those swings until Monday, just because historically Monday is my best trading day. And so I just have to stick with what works. Hey, congrats, Mina. She said, I just made $210 on PLAG. I'm a new trader. I've learned so much from you guys. This is a big deal for me. Thank you for the free stream. Yeah, no stress. Happy.
Hey, happy you could be a part of us. That's why we do this, live streaming in front of you guys. This is not something that every trader can even do, but, we go ahead and we do this so that you guys can learn from us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think a lot of educators.
Be careful here, John. Just
yeah,
watch
for sure.
out.
65 is where I'm going to jump out if it breaks 65. Spread's clearing up a little bit. And the action's just slow. And so for that reason,
we gotta hold tight to that number.
Right. All right, 64s.
I see 65s go through. We'll be out.
67. I'm out too.
I'll take my $35. I'm in the green, guys.
Yeah.
Let's focus.
I'll take
another trade.
I'll take my little break-even trade, so no stress. That's why it's important to take profits at support. And so when it drops like this, and we can take profits. Even if it bounces up and starts to break those previous levels, we can get out for a break-even trade, which is what happened with me. So no stress. Yep. Happy with how that worked out. Obviously would have loved it to continue dropping, but got out for break-even, and that's the ultimate goal is account preservation.
It doesn't mean this trade's dead, guys. We just need to see it reject 70s up here, 69s. If it rejects 69s, then comes back below VWAP, then hangs around, I can still tackle this stock again. But the key is we don't want to get ourselves to the pressure point of 70 and watch it end up at $7 real quick.
Right. If it breaks 673s, it could easily start running for that high of the day break. And so for that reason, you got to be careful.
We set ourselves up again.
Right. Look at NIO. I'm looking at NIO, but even this one's doing that same thing where it kind of gaps up a little bit. Like NIO did it here. Like, look at this gap. See, look, there's the squeeze that Mitch and I tried to avoid. And that's exactly why we set that 665 level as our risk area. Because when it breaks 65, why was that our risk? Because it had all the support here previously in pre-market. It had more support there in the previous market day, here at 665. And so a major support level. And so if it cracks that, that's our cue to just jump out the trade. And no stress. We held it to our levels. We got out before this big squeeze up here. And that's ultimately what we were trying to do, is avoid this big squeeze. And we did, so.
Yep. And I tackled it with big sizing, guys. And that's why I was able to still pull some profits.
Right. And that's the beautiful thing about the fade setup and good risk and reward, is that if you take profits around the support, this can be a break-even trade for me, even though it's squeezed up right here. It can be a break-even trade for me if I take profits around support. And if it ends up going in my direction, great. It will be a much bigger winner. But even if it reverses like this, I can still get out for a break-even trade. And so happy with that.
Look at Yelko. Looks interesting.
The volume's just too low. I have it right next to PTI here. It's actually, like, you could see it. There's YECO there. But it's just, the volume's just so low. And for that reason, I'm out. It reminds me of Anik. It reminds me of Shark Tank. It's like, well, your earnings and revenue aren't bad, but you've only been around for 2 months, and so for that reason, I'm out. I love Shark Tank, and so that's probably where I get it from. For that reason, I'm out. And see, look, this is the squeeze Mitch and I were trying to avoid. And this is why we set this risk level at 65, a perfect risk level. And this is exactly why, is because we can avoid squeezes like this where they squeeze up, break the high of the day, and this thing could really start to run. There's 85s, and so thus is why that level was our exit point. That's why we said, look, if it breaks that level, we're out. And, really nice confirmation that that was the right exit for PTI. Sebastian, so on a student account, the max loss is $4,000. Really, though, I got to think of what I'm going to do with this account. I might just take some swings in this account now that I'm going to have much more buying power. And a bigger max loss. And so I may just be able to take some swings here with this account is what I'm really kind of looking for. Maybe, go in with, 500 shares and just try to build it back up.
All right now I'm watching Tiva. I'm watching DVAX make its push back. It's kind of closing that gap that it did yesterday.
Hey, you might want to call us back on Skype. It's being a little choppy with your voice.
All right.
Here, I'm gonna hang up. Call us right back. All right, it's back. But even you calling me was funny, so I'm guessing it might be me actually. Say something.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, can you all hear that?
Everybody can hear me good?
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you. It's just choppy. Okay, good. Look at NETE here. NETE faded nicely off the VWAP there as well. NBEV spiking up nicely. Yeah, I think today when I was mentioning NBEV, I really meant NETE. I'm used to having NBEV right here. And so NBEV is actually there. It's been long all day, but this one, NETE faded nicely off the VWAP. And this is something that I think a lot of traders should understand, is that a lot of times when you have a crazy mover like NETE, right? If you look at NET's chart, it has this crazy move, right? They usually give up most of these gains and then kind of just slowly fade down. Everybody kind of forgets about it after days like yesterday. And then most of the time, they actually just fade back down. And nobody remembers it. Nobody takes advantage of the continuing fade back down to the original price because everybody kind of forgets about it. But a lot of times this happens so much in the market where a stock goes crazy and then slowly it just kind of fades back down and everybody kind of forgets about it. But, those second day, third day fades are in play a lot. And so I guess that's the point I'm trying to get across. PETZ up on low volume. Yeah, PETZ starting to push up some. Low volume though, but we'll see if it holds over the VWAP area. Also, yeah, if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, their 20% off sale is done. But if you go through my link, you could still get 10% off. And so you can get the student package for $450 as opposed to $500, which is what it's usually priced at. We do make a small commission, but it's a good way to help support the channel. And it's really just one of the ways we keep the stream free. We always live stream each market day, let people watch us trade for free right here on YouTube. And so it's one of the ways we keep it free. But biggest flaw is that some stocks are not tradable. Like, for instance, today NVCN wasn't tradable. What was the other crazy mover in the market? PLAG isn't tradable. RGSE. No, not RGSE. There's a few other ones on my list this morning that weren't tradable. TRPX was it. Nice little fade on TRPX, though. But yeah, if anybody's interested in signing up, there's the link. Look at AU. These gold stocks. Fading nicely. Having a few fades here and here. Although not the prettiest fade, but still a fade regardless, I would say. Yeah, we're getting some rebounds today. What's the market doing overall? Let's see what SPY's doing. SPY originally was up, but it's starting to drop. It had a big downwick. Yeah, PLAG is interesting. Like I said, though, I'm not going to trade this one. The range is too big for me. I would have to take some really tiny share size. Like I said, the range is too big. It was a little too sketchy yesterday and Friday, getting halted and then resuming yesterday. substantially lower than it was halted at. It was halted at 11.50. It resumed at around $5, and so just a huge percentage gap down over the halt. And so for that reason, I got to protect my account from that. Yeah, man, Milan. Yeah, man. That's why, there's certain stocks, there's certain crazy movers like this that I just don't touch. Just because.
All right, guys. I'm looking right now. I'm in I on the long side off of 35.45. This is a long trade, guys.
What's your sizing?
40 will be my out here, guys. It's 100 shares, guys.
Yeco, YECO spiking up some. There's some puns with YECO as well. Kind of a tough day for my style of trading for the fade. There's not a lot of fades.
All right, want to get this back above 50 here.
Yeah, I'm actually glad these cannabis stocks are bouncing some, because that means that they may give me the opportunity for a fade in the future days. I mean, if they just kept dropping, they wouldn't be worth enough to really trade. But since they're bouncing some, I'd actually prefer a bounce here. I mean, they don't give me the opportunity to get into a fade today, but with a bounce back up, they give me the opportunity to fade in the future. So we'll see.
Got faked out there, guys. It didn't even get underneath 40. As you guys can tell, me on the long, not so keen on holding to my level there, but it even gets me out there. I'll take a $13 loss. It was a good setup, actually, on the long side. After I saw that push to 75 on I, it definitely could have held here at 40s and gone right back there to 75s and broke out. Instead, it's just kind of reversing. It's the reversal play now, and just kind of was looking for a play there. PTI rejecting hard there at 680s. I'm going to definitely keep an eye on this stock later on in the day. I think this stock is just going to set up for a later in the day fade. So I'm really going to stay and keep my eye on this. I'm in the green, guys. I'm just going to focus to find that nice third trade and make a nice winner and get on out of here.
Look at AU. AU looks pretty good here. Tight risk of 22. It's at 18 now, so tight risk of 22. Maybe if you want to be a little bit more loose with it, 24. With a reward level of 10-10, so about 2-to-1 risk and reward from 10-10 to 10-10 is your reward. From 10-19 to 10-10, that's a 9-cent reward. And then your risk is from 10-19 to either 22, which would be a 3-cent risk, or 24, which would be a 6-cent risk. So both are positive risk and reward levels for both of these, but the range is tiny. We'll see what happens here. If the market continues to tank, then gold is going to be back up. And so for that reason, I think it relies too much on what the overall market does, and because of that, I don't like it as much. Hope that makes sense to everybody. Same thing with NUGT, an ETF, a gold ETF. Also, I don't know if anybody missed our yesterday we did post a risk and reward preview yesterday of one of our risk and reward classes. It's about 10 minutes of one of it, but I think it's really good information for traders to understand. Because of that, I'm out. So because of that, I'm out. But yeah, here's a preview of our risk and reward class if anybody wants to check it out. It's some good info. I think it's something that traders should understand. I think a lot of times traders are more focused on patterns and setups when they should be focused on risk and reward for each trade, because risk and reward is really what's going to make or break you as a trader if you're getting in positive risk and reward trades. And so there it is right there. You can go check out the preview.
Oh, look at this. Dish.
The satellite company.
Yep.
Nice little phase there.
Yeah, man.
It was just be tough to find, just because I mean it gapped down some, but the volume gap down was low volume.
Yeah, it's probably bad news.
Yes, we have a site, Milan. We have a site that goes over broker reviews, strategies. Look up in the chat. Nightbot just posted it a few posts up, so you can go through that route if you want to check out our site. What's up, James? How you doing, brother? Good morning, man. Yeah, just not seeing anything I really like. The only ones that are setting up for a fade are the gold stocks. And like I said, I think they rely too much on what the overall market does. If the overall market washes out, then the gold stocks are going to be up just based off of psychology. When the market's down, people tend to buy gold. And so I think if the market starts to drop and it really drops big, the gold stocks are really going to rebound. And so we'll see what happens. I appreciate it, James. Yeah, I'm good, doing good, man. My wife is okay. She had that spinal tap, that lumbar puncture last week, and it took her about a week to recover, but she's doing okay now. She's picking the kids up from school. She's, up around doing stuff, so she's feeling much better. After that spinal tap, she was kind of out of it for a week, had really bad headaches, and the doctor said it's just her spinal fluid having to kind of rebound a little bit, having to kind of even out, if that makes sense. And so she was kind of out of it for a few days, but she's feeling much better. And appreciate the thought, brother. Appreciate the thought, man. I appreciate the sub, Stainless and Louie. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Welcome.
All right, guys. MBEV getting really interesting. It's starting to get some volume there. Some big sizing coming in there at 32s. I'm also watching TIVA for VWAP rejection. TIVA for VWAP rejection. We would need it to get slightly above there, probably 75, 76s. We can risk off a 2080.
Yeah, looking at TIVA here. Looks like a McDonald's sign.
Yeah. That McDonald's sign is actually kind of more of a, when it was back of that green candle, it looked like an upside down inverse head and shoulders. That was kind of like a long pattern, but they just gave out at that 2080 pricing.
Yeah, it's a beautiful double top there at 2085. Just beautiful. Yep. Just bouncing off of there twice, getting rejected, and then just crashed back down. I had a spinal headache after having my daughter. It's horrible. Yeah, it was pretty tough. I mean, last Monday, I don't know if you were here then, but my wife woke up with like a really bad headache, with like a stiff neck, a really bad headache, and a fever. And so naturally, we're like panicking, thinking she had meningitis. And so we brought her to the hospital, to the ER. And I had to cancel the stream, and we brought her to the ER, and they did a spinal tap to be safe. I'm glad they did it just because we have 2 kids. And luckily, it was negative. Luckily, we're super happy it was negative, obviously, because meningitis is no joke. But yeah, after the spinal tap, the lumbar puncture, she took a few days to recover. It took a little while. CCCL. Yeah, look at CCCL starting to spike up here. IMFK is also spiking up on the scanners. CCCL and IFMK both spiking up. Low volume, though, and the market overall has been pretty low volume lately, at least today. The volume's been down a decent amount today, so it might just be a kind of a quiet day. The market overall was down some, so DWT popping up on the scanners as well. Yeah, DWT testing that 650 half dollar level. Speaking of McDonald's, McDonald's is up a ton. Broke the pre-market high, bounced off the VWAP beautifully there.
Look at Logitech, man. The tech's getting hit hard here.
Let me look at AMD. Yeah, big drop. Microsoft. Yeah, so somebody asked if you can buy a TradeNet package more than once. So you can buy the intro package twice. After that, I think you have to, get a more expensive package. But I think you can pay for a student package and above as many times as you want. But it's best to ask them. I'm not 100% sure. DRIP. Yeah, expatriated. Nice trade there, brother. Nice work, man. VKTX. Maybe a little VWAP projection there at 13. CORB kind of choppy. ONCS a little choppy, but yeah, just an overall choppy day. So just be careful today, guys. The volume's a little low, and so overall kind of a choppy, weird day. But yeah, CCCL popping up. PLAG giving some of that back here from 8 down to just huge percentage move. Just a crazy range on this stock. Just a huge range for PLAG. And you can see NUGT faded nicely. I called this one out, but like I said, I think it's reliant too much on the market. Oh, the overall market.
Yeah, the overall market's bringing a lot of tech stocks down. LITE, LOGI. A bunch of these tech stocks are getting hit hard.
So CCCL is halted and getting ready to unhalt. But yeah, for that reason, I'm out of NUGT. But yeah, really pretty fade, honestly. Tight risk, too. If you look at NUGT, the risk would have been at 90s.
NETE breaking there. NETE. Looking interesting there. Starting to get some volume.
Yeah, fading back down. Kind of a slow day, too. No, I'm not going to force anything today. Yeah, it did look bad. I'm just not going to force anything today. It's just kind of a slow day. I know days like today are when I take losses and get frustrated, and so for that reason, I'm out. Hey, appreciate it, Crypto. Yeah, man, we're definitely, it was nice, man. My wife was really worried that a lot of times if you get a spinal tap, some people have chronic headaches for like years after spinal taps, and so that's what she was kind of scared of. But luckily, she's okay now. She's fine. She's picking up the kids, walking around, doing stuff, so she's okay now. But appreciate the consideration, man. Really appreciate it.
All right, let's see if MBEV wants to break out here, guys.
PETX has been kind of moving some today as well. PETX and PETZ.
20,000 shares there, bought up there at 438, guys.
Yeah, maybe looking for a little VWAP rejection here on PLAG. Not going to trade it, and I don't think I can trade it. And so after I look at this, I might just look for some options trades to jump into. But the reason I like PLAG is because it's a relatively tight risk relative to the range. If you get in at 650, a risk area of 680 doesn't look bad right here. And you can set your reward target down at the 560s. And so about 90-cent reward for a 50, 60, 70, 80, 30-cent risk. So not too shabby there, about 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio if you get in at 650s for PLAG. It could very easily just spike up here though, and so this is the stock market. You never really know what they're going to do. But like I said, not too bad of risk and reward for PLAG for this VWAP projection. Typically VWAP projections give you a little bit better risk and reward, but they're not as accurate as the fade, if that makes sense. So a lot of times they don't work as much, but the risk and reward's solid. And so we'll see what happens for PLAG.
I'm interested here also in MBEV, really paying attention to it here, guys. It's a lot of volume starting to get in there. I think it's going to make a move that could be at least profitable. Sounds like we're like about to get CNN news or something.
Nah, it's my ringtone, brother.
The news is coming, man. The news is coming.
When Mitch talks, everyone is his voice kind of choppy. It might just be my headphones. If it's just my headphones, that's fine. I'd prefer it to just be my headphones so he can sound clear at least on the stream.
Yep.
But there's the drop on PLAG from 650 down to 6.
All right, guys. Seeing volume come in there at MBEV on 433s.
Okay, good. So
interesting.
You sound fine on the stream, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, kind of getting interesting here. To short here, a pattern breakdown on the long side here.
Yeah, YECO.
You have to risk off of 40. The risk would be 40 here.
YECO, little VWAP projection there. Getting a really big follow through with this one from 5 down to 470s.
There gets Kron getting hit hard at 8. I'd let that maybe bounce a little bit to 805, 809, see if it rejects 810s and then hammer on it. I'm kind of thinking the same thing with MBEV here.
Look at the SPY, man. The SPY just tanked today. Wow. Look at the SPY down to the 260s. Just a massive tank here.
Yeah, man, the market's getting hit hard with inflation, I think. At least in Florida, I'm really starting to see the signs of inflation. I think that's really what's happening here. Look at this MBEV. I don't know if that was a fake out, if that was a glitch.
A lot of support at 430.
Did you get a high wick there to 60s?
No.
All right, so it's just a glitch. All right. That's fine.
Yeah, you could look at mine on MBB. No big wick.
I'm just trying to be,
Yeah, no, for sure.
Gotta make sure, especially on that. It was a wick up there to 63s. I was like, nah. Take my hands off that real quick.
Yeah, I'm not liking anything today either, Eric. It's a slow day. And slow days, you got to know yourself as a trader. On slow days, you got to just take it easy. At least for my style of trading, on slow days, you got to take it easy because for there to be a follow through, a lot of times you need volume in order for your patterns to fulfill. And when the volume's this low with a lot of these, it's just tough to have a follow through. NIO rejecting off the VWAP nicely there though. Look at that VWAP rejection here for NIO. Beautiful here. I'm talking about this rejection here. Broke underneath the VWAP, pulled back, got rejected, and just faded back down to the 550s.
All right, guys, taking a starter here on MBEV. Gonna risk off of 440s here.
Short?
Here. Short. Let me get my screen up.
What's your reward level?
First reward is gonna be at 420s below the VWAP there. Try to share screen right here. Don't know how clear it's gonna be, but
yeah, you know my Skype.
Yep.
So we get it in here.
All right, now we're seeing the pressure come down on it, some weight, and see if we can crack these 30s and really start making that move.
Man, this new Skype is terrible.
Yeah, kind of expected it. That's why, if you could see it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it on the other screen. If it loads, I'll pull it
Yeah,
up.
just put it on the other screen and I'll explain what I'm doing.
But yeah, there's the drop on PLAG. We'll see if it follows through here. But it looked like a really nice risk and reward setup for PLAG there. We'll see if it continues. All right, so Mitch is in NBEV on this bottom chart here.
Yep, trying to short a pattern breakdown here, guys. It really needs to stick tight to the risk, which is 10 cents.
Yeah, really, I see some support on the 5 minute as well. On the I see support at 430, so I think it has to break 430 for Mitch.
Yep,
There you go.
that's exactly what it is, guys. 430 breakdown.
There you go.
There you go. Now into the 20s. Not going to actually look for an add into the 30s to better my average here. And look at that first move to 20s here, guys. All right, guys. If it comes below these 20s, I'll look to take a little bit more. It could take 21 here, but I'm actually looking for a little bit bigger move to improve my risk to reward. I could take 50
Right,
shares, but it's only
there we
$5.
go. Let me
Doesn't
see if
pay
it
me.
works. There we go. All right, I got your screen up, brother.
All right, guys.
So people could see we're not, Mitch isn't lying about his gains. Got it up.
Short right in this area. Or 12s. Getting a bounce there. Let me get my other order form ready here. Cron looks good too, guys. Cron looks good too. All right, so this one is my protectionary order form. So this one's going to be set above 30s because we could get a bounce right here at 22s. The reason I'm not going to take profits here, guys, it's not enough to justify the risk in this trade. So I needed to come down to that second support there, which is 412 over here.
How many shares? Just 100?
Yeah, I could add some shares up to 40s or, hold on, let me draw this line here, get it down more. Show you guys how I base this. It's really this trend line that I'm really holding it to. And now that trend line is more 35s, okay? So I can add anywhere between 30s to 35 and risk up to 35 there. So I have it ordered right here. This could be my add order. What I liked about this trade is the action that I got when it broke down 30s. Mad volume coming in there at 23s. Lots and lots of volume there at 23. So look for the bounce to add, increase a better average here, somewhere up here, and then I can risk right off of 435. Probably 32s is going to be the area where I'll look to add somewhere right here and risk right above there.
I like the trend line.
Yep. This is shorting pattern breakdowns on the long side. It's not a strategy that we've added to the website just yet because I'm still kind of working it out. And like I always say, we're not going to teach you something that I don't think you can consistently make money on. It takes a little bit more skill, takes a little bit of reading time and sales to knowing that the pressure was right here in these 433s in this area. And I saw it get shorted. Should have bounced here at this doji. No bounce. I got short there and started taking some share size. I'm actually looking to get a good position size so that I could have a nice risk to reward here. 5 cent risk or 3 cent risk for a nice move right back down to those 420s and then below to those 412s. If it just keeps going down, then that's fine too.
Yeah.
We'll take profit on that next move down here.
Is the spread getting a little bit better for you?
Yep, that pre-market support of 412 is what I'm really targeting. I'm going to set my order ready at 14s to cover 50 shares. If it just washes to it, let it keep going down to it.
There you go on Kron. Outsiders, I'm watching it break down, brother.
Yeah, I called that one out for you guys.
Looking down under that previous support at the 790 level.
There you go.
Looking
Saw
good
those
for you, man.
rejections of 8s. I said if it bounced a little bit, knock that thing down. All right, guys, we're getting this pressure here, guys. Right back down on the support here. Let's see if we get this move right back down through this 417 to this 412.
It flashed 21 on the ask for a half a second, but rebounded. Let's see if we get that breakdown under 20.
Some big share size that went through that 424. It could have been an ad
21.
pressuring down. Here's the pressure, guys. You see how that pressure comes in there? That's selling pressure. Lots of share size. Let's see if it knocks it down here. Don't want it past the VWAP after you see all that volume go through there. Want that pressure to break these 420s. There you go. 419s. All right.
17's looking good. Let's see if the spread clears up a little bit and continues dropping.
Putting out my order there. You guys see it down here, guys, to cover here at 414. I always tell you guys I put the order out there as it approaches. This is the time where I put that order out there. I'm trying to nail it as it goes to my stock versus as trying to get it out right now and not getting my profit there. And this is where you got to be patient. A lot of people will just take 18s, and that's not what I'm looking for in this stock. I'm looking for that next move down, and I have to respect my levels.
What's up, Mihail? What do you mean? How do you see the presser? What do you mean? There's 15s.
All right, little bounce there. That's going to be fine here. We're going to start kind of building a pattern here by the VWAP, and that's going to be okay. We're trying to maximize our gain here and get to that other support. We can still look for ads somewhere in here in the 30s, risking off of this 32 up here. So the reason why I can't take 20s or 21s here, guys, is not because it's a $10 gain and it's not going to give us a gain. It's because I risked very close to this amount when I took the trade. And one of the key things that I do is when I take a trade, I don't take trades for a one-to-one risk to reward. I always try to at least get it up there to that 1.5. And that's really why I didn't tackle this stock down there. I'm trying to get it to the support. If it bounces on me, guess what, guys? I'm all the way up here, guys. I'm where I'm comfortable. And that's what really matters. Setting yourself up, and the rest, the stock has to do the rest. You got to let the stock work.
Look at AU breaking under those lows. Both AU and NUGT faded off the VWAP nicely. I just didn't want to risk it with how the market looked, but they're fading nicely. I think it's with the SPY bouncing some here. We'll see if AU rebounds some here. Yeah, I'm watching ACRX for you. See if we can crack under that big support it has at 378, 380. So it doesn't look too bad for you, bro. VKTX back up to the VWAP. Tight risk level over 13. CRON ended up bouncing some. And so I think that's probably why NBEV's bouncing. The sector's bouncing some, I think. Yeah, I was just talking about what Joe was mentioning. I see it. I'm thinking Joe. I don't know if he's long or short. I can kind of see both sides of ACRX. If it breaks under 380, it may tank, but it may bounce at that previous support at 380 as well.
All right, guys. There's that move back down to 18s there.
There you go. Nice drop.
Yeah, good rejection of 25 level there, guys. There's 17. So how did my lovely PTI do? Oh, look at that. It's starting to get there. Like I said, afternoon, watch that one. It's starting to get there. Just letting the trade work, guys.
Yeah, it still looks pretty good for you.
Yeah, without doubt.
I don't like it if it gets over 26 or 25, 26, but at this point, I think it looks good.
Yeah, it's done the down one, down two, up two. So we got two resistant points to go off of. We're just trying to get this breakdown, get down to those 415s, and then it can wash off.
Yeah.
But really, this is what you got to do as a trader, and you got to be patient. You're not always just going to get an immediate move or an immediate move to where you want to take profits. So one of the key things is just understanding what you set yourself your
Yeah.
plan to begin with. And if you're not abiding by that plan, then you're not being disciplined. If you're not being disciplined, then you don't get consistent results.
Yeah. No, I took one trade today. It was a break-even trade. I probably lost $1 or two on commissions, but it was basically a break-even trade. Market's a little slow today, and so I'm actually not really super excited about trading anymore today. The volume just hasn't looked good for most of the ones that I've been watching. So T Walker, are you saying Mitch is holding it on a prayer?
Oh, hold on, let me pray. Hold on, let's pray. Everybody, let's pray with me.
I don't know if he's talking about Mitch or talking about ACRX, but uh, what's the outlook for Plague, good sir? Oh, the ACRX guy. Okay, that's what I thought it was, T Walker. I was gonna say Mitch has a plan. I
Holding
mean,
on.
right, but no. So curious question: what is the outlook for PLAG? I don't know. I'm guessing. My guess, and this is just a guess. I'm not an investment professional, not liable for any losses. Got to make your own assessment of the market. Just a disclaimer. Always want to say that. I think PLAG might run some today. I don't know if it will or not. I think eventually it'll go right back down to where it was. Just my kind of just my thoughts on it. I think a lot of times when you get these big volatile runs, that most of the time in the next few days people forget about it and it just kind of comes right back down to where it was prior to the big run. But I don't know. Who knows? It's all just speculation, you know.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, it's not a bad day to be stuck.
All right, guys, here's those 416s there, guys. 416s. Let's see if we get this breakdown through 15s here.
So with the student account, they fund me 80,000, and there's a $4,000 max loss. I'm not gonna use anywhere close to that buying power, but that's what it is. But yeah, I'm not even gonna use anywhere close to that buying power. It's just too much. You know me. I like to protect my account, take it slow. Hey, I've kind of figured out how to make the screen not lag. All I have to do is like pull up another chart and then minimize it again, and the screen doesn't stops lagging. So I figured it out.
Figured it out, man.
Yeah.
Just getting the pressure here. Now, will it crack? Oh, a little bounce there. All right. So now you got to understand really where your resistance is, where the levels are. and what you're willing to really take here.
Yeah, I think 25 is probably one of the most obvious resistance levels.
Sometimes you gotta let the trade work, man. You know,
Yeah.
could have taken some profit, maybe 416 guys. But that's the thing about 100 share size.
You
I
gotta
get to that point where it's just not enough for me, and I don't feel like gaining $3 on a trade. It's not really where my risk and reward management sets me up. And so if it's not gonna be abiding by my plan, then I'm just gonna stick to my numbers. I'd like to see this reject 23s, reject 23, and then kind of curve right back down, get below 420s. And then once we see that move towards 419, we should really start seeing a kind of good move towards the support. The real key is going to be that rejection of VWAP the third time. I always talk about the rule of three. The rule of three. We're about to get it.
Oof.
Look at this spike. Got to control here. Out. You see how I did that, guys? What did I lose there?
$1.
$1. $1, guys. $1. Control it. Didn't freak out. I got squeezed. Someone jumped in there, bought 10,000 shares. Let it go. No stress. End of
Yep.
day green.
Yep. Nice work today, brother. Good job holding it to your risk. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down. Remember, today's stream is brought to you by SnapTrade. Awesome free website. Go check them out. They did sponsor today's news section. But what I really use it for is building a watch list each morning. And then I actually share this watch list with a decent amount of traders each morning. And so if you want to be added to this list, let me know. But they also have lots of free scanners, regardless of what kind of sector you're interested in, recent earnings, revenue increasing, high gainer penny stocks, high gainer volatile stocks. So whatever you're looking for, they have it. They also have a news section, so I can just click today's news and it shows me the big news stories on today. Or I can just click watch list and it shows me all the stocks that are in my watch list and what the catalyst is for these stocks. And so a really cool website. Go check them out at snaptrade.us. I'll post the link here. And yeah, not a bad day. I mean, break-even day. Considering what the market looked like today, I'm definitely happy with the outcome. No stress, not too much movement. You had a good day today, Mitch, so nice work today,
man.
brother.
Guess what? 13 days now.
Yeah, 13 days in a row. 13-day green streak for Mitch. It's not a 13-day accuracy rate, but every day he's ended green in the last 13 days. And so really huge accomplishment for Mitch in general. And the cool thing is that he did it live on stream. You know, each time he traded, almost all of them were documented and traded live on this stream. And so you know it's a real win streak. It's not a fake win streak. You know, it's actually a legitimate win streak. He can't hide anything. We can't hide anything. So good luck for the rest of the day, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow, same time as always. You want to say anything else, brother?
Yeah, guys. Like I always say, this win streak hasn't come with its own, battles. Today I had a beautiful win today on PTI. Was able to get some first profit at our first support, and really kind of save my green day. Just that alone, that cushion alone from that first support touch got us through these two losing trades. And really, one was a losing trade, one ends up being a break-even trade. And that's how you set yourself risk to reward management. Can't stress it enough, you guys. There's a reason why we go over this every single night in our classes, and we teach you guys how to really learn to use your key levels and start risk to reward management. You know, if you're not seeing the profitability really pay out, but yet you are able to kind of get some good profitable trades here and there, what you need to do to set yourself over the bar is join us every night, and I guarantee you, as long as you consistently stay to your program and your complete trading plan, we'll get you there.
So have a good night, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow, same time as always, and good luck for the rest of the day. This market's a little slow, guys, so be careful. Protect that account. And, yeah, have a good day. We'll see you all later.